Good morning, class 11. Welcome to your online live education class. We were discussing in this chapter the family as an agency of informal education. And in the last few days, we have discussed what is informal education, what are the characteristics of informal education, and what can be the direct responsibility and educational responsibility of a family. Now today, above everything, we will discuss that what are the limitations of a family. Limitations means we are telling that what cannot be done by something, isn't it? What cannot be fulfilled by the institute. Now, if we think that about our family, what can be the limitation of a family? Now, see, if there is no limitation of a family, no problems of a family, if only family will take the responsibility of educating the child, then there would be no school, there will be no colleges, there will be no educational institutes like universities and big institutions which are established and they are running beautifully according to the rules and regulations. So if we consider that family where the only and one teacher and guidance is the family member, then we have to consider that there must be some limitations in that, because family cannot take all the responsibility of an individual, isn't it? So today we will discuss that what are the limitations of a family being an informal institute of education. Number one, family environment is of narrow nature. Now, why we are telling that family environment is a narrow in nature? Because see, it is 100% dependent on the family members. Now, how the family members are they able of educating the child properly? What is the proper guidance? And above everything, I must say that it is with a great influence of the parents or the family members who are belonging, who are staying, who are living together, isn't it? If only family will take the responsibility, then the child will not be able to learn about the outer world and he will be unable to communicate and update himself according to the upgradation and changes of the society. So this is number one. Number two, it brings narrowness in the child's mind. See, what is the difference between narrow and narrowness? Narrow is a concept. Narrow concept is a concept which is very limited, and narrowness in mind is what are the difference? Just I'm explaining you. Narrowness is in mind means the mind is becoming crooked. Now, how? Suppose there's a family with 20 members, suppose, or even 5 or 10 members. What happens in case a child is very small and he or she used to get everything he is demanding? Whatever he is asking for, he is getting from his family members. So if the child will be limited in his family members, he will always be guided and protected by the member of the family. So no hurdles he have to pass, no obstruction he has to face, no problems he has to face in the society. He don't have to adjust with the others. So how the child will learn to adapt the changes, isn't it? Am I clear to you? Means if why means another thing also I will say that I have seen from my personal life, because the child, they don't used to share their own belongings with the others. When we see that there's a single child, not always it is correct. Sometimes the parents used to teach that share it with others, give it to the others. As I am also having only one child, so I always used to say that share this food to them, share the pen to him, but take it back. That is also a learning, but sharing is a very good habit. So to remove the crookedness and the narrowness of a mind, the child has to come out from his from the boundary of the parents and the grandparents, isn't it? That the environment is obviously, no need to say, it's filled with love, protection, affection, and whenever you feel something problem, you discuss with your parents, and they used to guide you for a better life or for a better situation, how to overcome the situation. So that is being 100% protected. So if the child will not come out, he will be unable to face the outer world, he will unable to face the problems and occurrences of life, which is creating which can create problem. So when the child will grow up, how they will learn to adjust in a bigger society? When you will be appointed in a job, you have to handle and tackle many things. So the child will be person will be unable to adapt that, and he will be considered as a unable person, isn't it? So only family education can bring narrowness in the mind of a child. Next is, family education breeds bad habit in individual. See, giving showing all the respect to the family, but there's a difference between what you think and what I think, isn't it? Maybe your family is better than me, maybe my one is better than you. So who will be the judge? Who will take decision that yes, it is good and it is bad? So see, just an random example I can give. Anyone, if any example I am hurting you, please don't mind. Sometimes you will see some parents are using slang languages in their mouth, in their words, whatever they are uttering slang languages with that. So you will see in the child, they are also learning the same, and they are using that bad language. So what is the meaning of breeding bad habit? Breeding means developing. When there's a reproducing of something. So whatever, as the informal family is an informal education institute, educational institute, over there, as imitation is one and only way of learning, over there the child will obviously learn what their parents are doing. So when the who will consider that what is good and what is bad? Suppose there is no one to guide that yes, this you should do and that you should not do. What the elders are doing, what the elders are behaving, what the elders are saying, the child is also uttering the same without understanding the meaning. So that can create a bad habit in individual, which is harmful. Maybe good environment he is getting, it is his fortune that yes, he has got a good environment. But if only the family is there to protect or to give good education, final education of an individual, then bad habits can grow in an individual. Lastly, finally, we will discuss about the limited educational scope. Now see, this is also very important. Family cannot give you any degrees, which is though we are denying over here that in a place of a family where affection and protection and the family is taking all round development of a child, over there also we are considering the education which is formal in nature, where you are getting your degrees. You will pass Madhyamik, then you will go to higher secondary, and then you will take different lines and different professions what you like. You will continue your studies along with the thinking of your future, how you want to be in your future life, like that. So if we consider education, home education or family education is the only one system of education, then that will be limited for its educational scope, because family is unable to give the degree or provide the degree, individual with degrees, isn't it? The degree they have to gather their degrees, they have to receive their degree, they have to win their degree from the different institute and different school, and then only they are able of doing their own professions, or they are getting engaged in on professions. So these are the limitations of a family, though we cannot deny there's no question of denial of the importance of family, but at the end of the discussion we will say that family, if we consider it as the single and sole institute of education, it will be a incomplete thought. So thank you for today. Next day we will start with the next topic of the same chapter. Thank you.